welcome back to Rebooked, the show where we talk about the big meaty men and women who be slapping the meat in the middle of the squared circle and the stories they tell in the process, brother. I'm, of course, the person yelling at you right now. I'm GB, hitting all the buttons, but we're joined here by TNA's Matthew Raywald, here to give the spicy takes, and with the biggest brain of them all, it's Jake, the Brain, Bennett. True. You know, hit him with the echo, you know, just right out the gate. Fellas, good to be back with you all today. And also, as a reminder, don't forget to subscribe if you're a YouTube enjoyer, or you can follow us across social media and all the different podcast platforms at rebookedpod.com. Type that into your browser. If you're here on YouTube, though, why don't you go ahead and hit the little bell, and then you get notified whenever we put up a new episode or a quick shoot or something. Exactly. Scan will probably animate like a little bell icon thing at this point right here, right over my face, preferably. And then we'll move on.
We should get the match bell.
Oh, we should.
Sound effect for when we for the call to action.
All right.
I was going to say Taco Bell.
Okay, we're starting early. We want a little
more
Taco
appropriate
Bell
for me.
Want a little Taco Bell early on? What is it? It is the afternoon, so I guess it is an adequate time for
Live Moss.
No. Oh, well, actually,
there is no appropriate time for Taco Bell.
You know what, Matt? You shut yourself, because if Taco Bell wants to sponsor this show, we will. We welcome them. All right.
We will take your corporate dollars.
We'll take it. In any case, fellas, as always, good to catch up. How's everything been? What you guys been gaming lately? Figure we start with that. How's everyone doing?
I'm lost in the desert.
You're in Crimson Desert.
We were in the Crimson Desert. What I mean, I don't game like I used to, but even so, I put 20 something hours into it, which is not a lot, I know, but like for me, where I'm bouncing all over the place, like in the span of like 3 days, it's kind of a lot for me.
Yeah.
So and I'm just getting started, so it's been easy to get lost in. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So the game is like popping off. Like I've been seeing a lot of people talk about it nonstop. It has been like the like top of Twitch. I think they had like somewhere like 100,000 people playing it on Steam at any given point in time. Like pretty impressive.
It was like 200 something thousand.
Oh, really?
They sold 3 million copies as of this week.
Wow.
They've already put out a major patch to help with some things and everything. It's it's a fun one. It's easy to, like I said, easy to get lost in. There's so much to do.
No, that's awesome. Jake, did you end up finishing High on Life?
Oh yeah, I did.
How did that go?
I ended up finishing it. It's a fun game.
Right?
It's a fun game. Yeah,
I want to try those. They're on Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
High on Life 2 just came out a couple weeks ago, if I
Yeah.
recall. So that's on Game Pass Ultimate. But High on Life, the first one you can play, I think, just on the standard ones. But I kind of had to speed run it a little bit. Something work related that I can't discuss right now. But so I was playing it kind of slow, starting like the way that I like to play it, like, oh, let me go look over in this nook and that cranny and whatever. And then I was like, no, I just need to drop the difficulty and push through this thing.
You had to lock in like your G4 days, you know, and just like
go through it.
I
did. Yes, I did. Very much so. I had to draw on that experience. So.
Yeah, you guys are cranking out reviews like it was nobody's business back then. Like it was crazy. Still to this day.
Now it is nobody's business. So.
True, it is. But hey, the videos still were good. It was still good. It was still good content. You know, something to be proud of, I guess. I've also been gaming marathon nonstop. That's been my my crack. I'm
Did you
addicted.
attempt Cryo Archive?
No. Okay. So like, I'm just gonna, and I'll save it maybe for later or something like that. But people are like really negative on the game, and I understand like why. Like, there's plenty of reasons to be negative on it, you know, like, and plenty of reasons to like it, plenty of reasons to be negative about it. But the Cryo Archive one I thought was silly because I felt like for the first time you were actually seeing like stakes in one of these games, like real stakes in an extraction shooter. Previous games in that genre have always like done a good job of making you feel like, oh, I don't want to lose this precious gear that I found. Oh, I'm in a harder area. But like Cryo Archive is like something completely different. It's like a Destiny raid, you know, but with the gear survivability and whatnot of an extraction shooter, it's pretty cool. But I'm like nowhere near it. So I figured, I'm going to take my sweet ass time and enjoy myself because I got nothing to prove. Okay.
Yeah. Not yet anyway.
Yeah. Like I'm done, like my days of needing to like, chase, those like
1%
achievements.
Of
Yeah.
the 1% achievement. Yeah. Or reward or whatever.
I'm good. And you see so many people online on Reddit. They're like, oh, how could you, make it so difficult? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, what's the point? What's the point if it's not meant to be challenging? What's the point?
It's an end game activity.
Yeah, it's an end game activity. But anyway, so Marathon's great. Crimson Desert looks fantastic. High and Life 2 worth checking out. This has been your game review section of Rebooked. I just inadvertently didn't realize that, but hey, we're gamers, so we can't help it. As always, though, we like to hear from you guys, from our amazing community. We did have a poll. Scan actually has been putting out polls on our YouTube channel. And let me see. Oh, boy. Just when I needed it, I ended up losing it. And the poll was very simple. Actually, one that I want to bring you guys in here. The Ruler versus the Conqueror. Who wins at Mania? After what happened or what has happened over the last couple of weeks, Oba Femi, Brock Lesnar, the Rebooked community, 91% says Oba Femi wins at Mania. Fellas, I know I said Brock Lesnar, and I still stand by it based on how all these weeks have been going. But what do you guys think? You agree with the community still?
I think. Well, I mean, it's the classic what will versus what should kind of thing. I feel like they're even at their worst, they're not that silly to just blow this steam. Now, I do expect when it should be, we got 3 weeks left. There should be at least 2 weeks of Brock punking out Oba, like evening those playing fields. Maybe getting underhanded if he has to. I know that's great because we want to go, oh, maybe he won't. And then at Mania, the Titans brawl, and then Oba should win. There is no upside to Brock winning.
Yeah.
You can give me all it's a long-term story, maybe, brother. Like,
no, I definitely don't think it's a story. No, it's definitely not a story.
No.
Yeah.
This is a chance to make a moment, and I hope they seize on that. It can always LOL WWE maybe a little bit. But I think even them, given the reactions that Oba's gotten, especially, dude, he's got his own chant now.
Yeah.
It's the Oba who. Oba who.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's
cool. It's its own unique rhythm. That's awesome.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. They're building up two monsters right now, right? You got Oba and you have Jacob Fatu that are like very much the big guys that they're building up here. And I gotta say, I like it. I'm a big fan of this like next era of WWE. Like I really like.
Sure, if they pull the trigger on it, that's the only thing, though, right?
Yeah.
That's been WWE's problem for.
No, it's fair.
A few decades.
Yeah.
Sometimes is pulling the trigger on young talent. I just hope that they follow through on it.
Yeah,
because I feel like we saw this with Keith Lee.
Ooh,
we saw that. You know what I mean? We saw this with some other people. And it just went nowhere. Like, so I hope that they're not gonna just.
I think at this point, though, I mean, from my perspective and how I'm seeing the show, it feels like it's unavoidable. Like, this is happening. Like, this is the next step. This is the next generation that, your Trick Williams, your Javon Evans, Carmelo Hayes has been, having big matches on WWE TV now, too. So, yeah, I agree. The pulling the trigger part, I think, is very interesting because, like, yeah, when do you do that? And that actually brings it to our community fan comments, because we actually had a really cool conversation on one of our shorts. The CM Punk's weakness is being called old, which we talked about this. And here I'm going to go ahead and lay it out. So, let me make it it's a little hard for you guys to see, but I'll read it for you. So Adam says, what I don't get is it's a 7-year age difference. And saying if old, Punk works a larger schedule, so that's a moot point. You want people to get invested in this, talk about Larry. Talk about Punk's family, his failures. Or Roman talks about his family's legacy. People are not getting behind this because I feel they're being restricted on what they can say. To which a person with way too many numbers in their name, named K43567, damn it, said
my favorite Star Wars character.
True. Actually, yeah, it's a murder droid, actually. So they say, I get that, but I also get the psyche behind old setting Punk off. It's not just being called old. It's what Roman is saying he's representing. He's saying it's almost over. He's being forgotten. Only older people are interested in him. And if there's truth to that, then what is CM Punk after wrestling or after he inevitably loses at Mania? Is he done like AJ Styles and Cena and Mysterio? It's a scary thought. So I thought that was an interesting conversation that I wanted to pull from what people were talking about. So thank you to you guys for that. But I wanted to get your thoughts on it because, I mean, Jake, you know, we had this conversation last week about CM Punk or rather just like the story in general. We've been following it and talking about it. And there's been some positives and some negatives, but I kind of see what both perspectives are here. Which one do you feel like you might align more with? Going after Larry or what we're doing right now?
Well, that's the thing is like it feels like we've changed direction because it got so personal with him mentioning Roman's dad, right? With Punk mentioning Roman's dad and then making his I don't know, it seems like they're making some strange turns. Now it's like, oh, Punk's just playing mind games. Why? Why does Punk feel that he needs to play these mind games? If Punk was the best in the world, as he says he is, why isn't he just going to talk his shit going into WrestleMania? Why does he feel like he needs to do the kind of shit that, quite frankly, he would give Seth Rollins a hard time for doing?
Yeah.
As opposed to just getting in there and whooping some ass. Like that's the thing. Punk, I'm unclear what Punk's purpose is within this feud other than just to piss off Roman. But I don't understand why Roman needs that. Like, is he not motivated to win the title? Like, is that not enough motivation for him? It just seems like some odd choices. Like it feels like they're trying to a little bit have their cake and eat it too by doing all of the things that these two people mentioned in the comments. I don't know what's happening in this feud. I don't know what's happening in this feud. I mean,
what a line. What a statement. It's true. It is a little all over the
place.
Which
is funny, Jake, because I think I'm starting to finally understand it.
Okay.
I think. It doesn't, and I'm not saying it's executed perfectly, but I think I'm trying, because I feel like the last couple of weeks with these promos, which have been like, okay, and then weirdly personal, but then like, it's not a super like personal feud. It feels more like a business thing. It was hard to kind of grasp. I think I kind of get it. And if they go this way, and to our commenter's point, they're not wrong. Whereas like, would it be more heated maybe if Roman struck back the personal, let's call it the Drew McIntyre route, right? Petty, personal, low blows, right? Of the emotional kind. But that number one, that's not Roman. Roman's the mob boss. He don't move fast because he don't got to move for anybody. You know what I mean? He don't got to take these low shots kind of thing. So while I get that it would be like, ooh, that would be spicy, I don't think it works for what is happening right now. And what this ultimately comes down to, and I think the reply comment was kind of touching on this. What are we fighting about? The world title, of course. But that's the that's the text.
Yeah.
What's the subtext, right? The subtext here is they're fighting over legacy. This is Punk's last chance to win the main event at WrestleMania. He was in it last year.
Yeah.
Can he win it? Can he hold on to that title? He's fought so hard to be the effing guy here and prove it against the guy who's been the effing guy here for a long ass time. And for Roman, it's about just further cementing, like, this is what I do. I come in, I wreck people. Right?
I win
like his old shirt
championships.
used to say, I win championships, I dominate WrestleMania. And like old man, it's old Yeller time. And that's why the old thing did work. And Scan talked about this in our chat on the Discord, join the Discord, and about like, it seems petty that set him off, but it's like, yeah, Punk, this is your last hurrah. This could be your last WrestleMania if this year doesn't go well. And they're not that far apart, but Roman could have 5 to 6 more years. Punk is lucky if he has a year or 2 left of main eventing WrestleMania.
Yeah.
2 if he's lucky. So like, I'm kind of getting that. So it's fighting for that legacy. And that's the subtext I'm kind of putting on.
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it too. Like,
it hasn't been perfectly executed, but I think that's kind of the story we're telling here.
I guess what I'm wondering is like the Usos being involved in this makes it feel a little odd, and I hope that there's something that comes from that. That's my fear, is that this is just a thing that's like a part of the story, and it's just,
is it set dressing or is it integral to your And it's weird. It's like, 'cause I'm with you too, because I'm like, why bring them in here? They're obviously doing their own little Vision side quest as well, which we're gonna have more of next week. The titles are on the line next week, not at Mania. But it's like, and at the same time, though, I want them to mean something in this if they're going to use them. But at the same time, like, I don't want them to be like heavily involved in the Mania match. I don't want more Bloodline 4.0, 3 years later, like getting involved in the match and stuff. I do want it to just be Punk and Roman.
But I did like, though, that, because like Punk agitated Jay, right? And that is what prompted Roman to get in. So I did like that this has kind of been more like, this week, that this has kind of been more like, Roman's looking out for his family, even though his family's kind of starting some stuff. But he's still like coming in and fixing it, because like that's who he is in the family. Like I'm actually curious. What I would like to see is maybe Jay takes it too far. Maybe Jay is the one that like, does something that Roman's like, bro, what the hell, man? Like, okay, first, he hit you. That made sense. I jumped in, but now like you're affecting my legacy. I don't know. Maybe there's something there like that they could.
It feels like distractions though to that point. I'm like, now it feels that we're telling the story of Roman fighting with his cousins again.
Yeah.
Instead of the main event world title match.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're so right. You're so right.
But I'm with you. It's a weird thing.
Yeah,
it's like I want them to be used for something else, but I also don't want.
You know what? Maybe it's fine that they don't do anything. Maybe it's fine that they're just set dressing. Maybe we should just be okay with set dressing characters sometimes existing in storylines that aren't like, they don't play like some big thing at the end. I don't know.
Possibly.
Jake, anything else you wanted to add on it? I'm sure we'll cover it a little bit more later on, but.
Yeah, no, I'm sure we'll. I mean, I liked I liked Jay being Roman's trigger.
Yeah.
I liked Jay being Roman's trigger. He just said, you got to smash him.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. That moment,
flipping the roles a little bit of, Jay getting under Roman's skin. So I liked that a lot.
Yeah,
I thought that was a nice.
Yeah, it was this moment right here, actually, on screen for those of you listening. It's where Jay's pointing at Roman as Roman's exiting, because it just had the scuffle. Punk got separated, and then
he's saying, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, he's just like, bro, destroy him, man.
You doing?
Like, exactly. Like, bro, don't respect this old bum. Like, get in there and do the work. And he goes in there, and gosh darn it, my guy does the freaking work, because he's.
It's an interesting chemistry because Roman told them, get out of my ring. And then Jay's the one who triggers Roman to go ballistic on Punk. So I'm just interested to see how the chemistry and dynamic plays out between them leading into Mania.
Yeah.
Because it seems like Jay wants to turn heel, but Jimmy doesn't seem that way. So, I don't know. It might be interesting. Are we just getting a retelling of the? Is this just a WWE what if?
Yeah.
What if it
Alternate
was
timeline.
What if it was Jimmy instead of Jay who was the good guy and got a push? I don't know.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, hey, look, we'll I'm sure if there's anything more to add, we'll talk about it in a little bit. But just thank you for the comments, guys. We really appreciate it. Feel free to go nuts in the comment section. We want to hear from you guys, or even on our Discord. You can go ahead and click the link in the description down below. You can also check it out at rebookedpod.com, and we'll pull stuff from there as well. So get talking, get yapping, and we will share your perspectives as well. We want to try something a little different that Scan came up with, I want to say, but no, was it you, Matt? Sorry, I don't know, I was late to it. I just did the graphics, okay?
Yeah, you weren't here.
Scan helped out and helped me formulate, but yeah, no, this was my baby.
Okay, so Matt, what is this? Why don't you go ahead and explain?
Scan was a midwife at best.
Okay. Wasn't ready for that one.
Catching straight.
All right.
No, he was because he was in the Discord when I first threw it out there, and then we went back and forth on the idea. So basically, it was because there were a couple topics like last week or the week before that I'm like, these aren't storyline or like in-depth storyline related. It was like Danhausen was one of the first ones where I'm like, there's no in-depth story development here, but like this is just a funny, weird, strange thing in the world of wrestling that we're not going to cover in our major story beats anywhere. So I just wanted to like literally mention it, get reactions, more haha than anything else from things around the wrestling universe. And we're going to call it the WTF What the Wall of things happening that just make us chuckle or whatever.
The WTF Wall. There it is. So the WTF Wall. This one's fun because I figured, we're talking about the bloodline. We're talking about the Samoans and everything that, listen, they've done a lot for professional wrestling, and they've also done a lot for Hollywood as well, because one particular Samoan who I'm familiar with, he's in a new movie coming up called Moana. But in case you're wondering, yes, the movie existed previously. You might have heard it before because it came out not that long ago. Yeah. And this one was with the new NVIDIA DLSS 5 updates where they're adding the AI tuning to the visuals now. This is now I still think it's so. I've had this saved in my computer, and every time I look at it, I can't help but freaking laugh. It's too good.
Funny.
It's too good. And in case you're wondering, DLSS 5 is basically like NVIDIA doing like AI
sharpening and
photo touching,
photorealism.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's almost like real-time photoshopping of video games.
We're getting dangerously close to affecting the artist's vision, but we'll see. We'll see as with everything. There's also some other WTF things. But
speaking of it, because speaking of Disney and the Disney universe, a certain world champion, like many Super Bowl and other world champions before him, after winning a big match, winning a big game, he's going to Disney World. MJF, ears and all, with his lovely new bride, Alicia Atout, of course.
Look at his face. Look at his face.
He's got a mean mug, of course.
He has the exact face that an adult should have at Disney
World. Shut your damn bastard mouth. You disgusting.
As the guy with the Lego DeLorean on the shelf behind him.
You're damn right I do.
Unbelievable. I can't believe you would even say that to me and Matt.
Yeah, no kidding.
Unbelievable.
I am not an ears Disney adult, but I will wear the crap out of those teeny tiny backpacks.
Really? You're the lounge fly backpack guy?
Is that what you carry around your dignity in?
Hey, it's a lot of space. Your dignity fits right in there.
Suck it.
And the
churros. You have so little dignity, it fits in that tiny ass backpack.
Damn.
Yeah, but it's
I'm
okay.
Wrestling, brother.
Because he's holding two churros at the same time.
Fighting. My dignity went out the window a long time ago.
Hey, fair enough. So shout out to MJF.
Good for Max, though.
Yeah, he did it. He did the thing, and he went.
It.
Yeah, he definitely did. Keeping it with AEW though, because this one's a doozy. I'm gonna keep it $150. So there's been this interesting thing that's been happening with Lio Rush, and everyone's been a touch confused as to what is going on. And I want to say, I think it's genius. I think it is so good, and people are bothered by how he's wrestling. They're perturbed by his look and all this stuff. That's the point. And he's Gollum Rush, and he's getting you talking about him. So many people have been talking about Lio Rush more so than he's had, and like it's been weird. It's been like positive and negative, because like obviously negative, they're like, this is weird, which is like, that's fine. Like Gabe Kidd's been doing the crawling stuff. Some people hate it, some people like it. I'm indifferent on it. I don't particularly enjoy it, but I like it when Lio Rush does it, because I don't know why, his wrestling style already was this very like catty, quick, zippy way around the ring. He was always doing these crazy twists and turns. Now he's just got a gimmick that's leaning more into it.
It's just going to come down to, we've seen this with some people before who are looking for something to stand out, which I'm kind of brought back to Jonathan Gresham's black tar mask thing in TNA for a little bit, where it's like, there could be something here. I just hope it's not like weird for the sake of weird. Like, I'm just going to put contacts in and move a little weird. Or is there a more in-depth character we can explore here? Because I watched a clip that somebody shared and they were like, this whole new character is so weird. And then the 75 to 80% of it is just Lio Rush wrestling like Lio Rush has wrestled for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then, but then at the end, before his dive, he does that like gallop, which is wild. And he's so athletic, so it makes it look cool and weird. And then does his dive. So, but sometimes in wrestling, you don't have to totally throw everything out. You just add a new flourish or whatever to a style you already have, a new coat of paint, as they say sometimes. So, I mean, hey, again, I'm all for people throwing things at the wall. I'm all for AEW allowing him the platform to do it. And again, hopefully, I just want to see.
It's also just been funny because
what has brought this on.
It came out of nowhere too. He kind of just like showed up.
That was
in one of the matches. Go for it.
That's the only part that concerns me. Sorry, I know I've been talking a lot.
No. Like, please. This is great.
Stuff like that is where like that is a tailor-made, even if it's not a fully fleshed out yet, that is tailor-made for, give me 1 to 3 vignettes of like spooky stuff or whatever, a little silhouette of Leo, like who's this or whatever, and then it's, oh shoot, Leo's back, and what the hell is this? So you can build some kind of lore, some kind of anticipation. But yeah, it was like, it was booked in like a tag team match or something, or in a multi-man match, and just showed up with contacts and crawling around,
and bald and looked completely different, because he wasn't like that before, and he had like, he had like his dreads and he had his hair, and it was like he had his style. Someone described it, they were like, Lio Rush was basically like Lio Rush and Action Andretti, like the crew team was essentially like Top Flight, just without with
COVID jackets.
Yeah, with the with the Koopa jackets,
coronavirus jackets.
Yeah. And like, I think that on the surface it could have been something that would have worked. I think if like crew would have aligned with like Ricochet or something like that early on, maybe that could have been interesting, because they had hinted at that. But really it worked out so much better with GOA and Ricochet. Like that whole pairing has worked out. So it kind of left crew out there without much to do. I'm curious what Action Andretti does out of this, because he's really good, but he needs just a little bit more. And who knows, maybe this is the thing that we start to see Lio Rush on our TV more. And it's creepy and it's weird. I'm down to see more of it. Jake, did you see the clips at all of him doing this stuff?
I don't care for it.
You don't care for it? That's fair. That's fine. That's the most. No. I don't care for it.
No, that's what. Yeah, if there is like a kayfabe character reason, I'm interested to hear it. Otherwise, it's just he's acting weird.
For the sake of weird.
It's weird. So
we'll see. we'll see what happens. All right. Well, of course, give us some feedback, by the way, as well. Let us know, what do you think of the WTF wall, the fan comments, all that stuff. Discord, you can join us. You can go to @RebookPod across all of our platforms as well. Or you can go to rebookedpod.com to check out and join the conversation. We'd like to get some feedback from you guys to make the show even better. AEW. Figured we start with them this week. I know we didn't go over what we usually do order-wise, but I figured we'd do a little AEW at the beginning because I got to admit, coming off of a hot Revolution, it was a pretty timid week of AEW television. It was good. I enjoyed it. I had a good time watching the collisions, great wrestling, not a lot of story, just good wrestling. The Dynamite, there were things that happened that were notable. But it didn't have that Raw after Mania feeling that I was hoping it would have coming out of Revolution. But that's okay as well. I mean, that's not that's just my personal expectation. But what did you guys think of the Swerve Kenny kind of taking over? They were like the main theme, I would say, of the week. Swerve wants Kenny's job, basically. That's what it came down to.
He wants his power.
He wants his power. Well, I actually really liked that promo. I thought that promo
it was great.
Yeah. I thought it was an excellent promo. And it really sets the stage for what we were talking about last week, which was Swerve, I think, is on the path for a big bad arc. One that he kind of started a little bit early on with the embassy, and he was feuding with Hangman, and they were doing some stuff there. But I think now they're building toward this big story with Swerve. Or do you think it's more just Swerve individually just wants this and there's nothing bigger that's happening? I don't know.
I feel like he's I think you're to your point. He's starting on this path and he's going to be a big bad. But I think it's less about where his last big heel arc was just about mayhem and destruction, him and Hangman just bloodying each other and just being a cruel evil. That will be incorporated, but it's a more mature bad guy now. It's look, I'm not about just burning the building down. I want to buy the building. I want to own the building. I want to tell everybody in the building what to do.
Yeah.
It's Dwight buying Dunder Mifflin. It's Dwight buying the office.
The building.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. It's why waste my time fighting with all these people here on the ground floor? I want the world title, and that is on the docket. But you know what's going to help me get there? Again, they've told this story consistently since Swerve's had a little bit of a gear change of I'm doing what it takes to get what I want. I'm not pussyfooting around with, I need to beat this guy and have him in a great match. It's no, I'm going to destroy someone if they're in my way. Now I'm going to seize power and I'm going to guarantee. And I love that line from him. Apparently I'm the number one contender. As if he didn't know.
Yeah.
He's that only means as much as one match where anything could happen. Why not secure the power to guarantee a shot like that?
Yeah.
As many shots as I want if I'm an EVP.
Yeah.
That's real. It's like government. That's why billionaires and run for office, because it's wait, you already have everything, right? You have well, yeah, but if I can control the halls that make the rules, then that's the real.
Nobody
power.
would ever do anything like that. No one would ever.
Nobody would
seek power to protect themselves from something stupid they did in the past. No one would ever do that.
Seems very silly. Yeah.
I think it's interesting because, hi Tucker. He doesn't. Tucker sends it back. Where the hell is it? Now you want out? Jesus. Anyway, no, it's interesting because we're kind of bringing back the elite a little bit. I'm wondering how, because the whole EVP powers with the elite worked sometimes, and other times it was just kind of this cumbersome, just ever-present pain in the ass storyline that we would just turn to as a default because we didn't know what else to do, is what it felt like sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to fall into that same trap with Swerve.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it leads to some kind of him, like, if he gets this power and I don't know if he starts a group or gains some allies of some kind or what he does, but the best thing about Swerve is Swerve, he seems to do everything with a storyline purpose.
Yeah.
Like almost all the things that he's been in the past couple years, he's been very story focused, I think. So I'm hoping that they have a plan for this, and we're not just throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks.
No, this definitely feels like a plan. This feels like the building blocks of a bigger plan, I think. Just because
I would hope so. I would hope so. Yeah.
You know, you think about how it all started, right? It started with the match with Kenny Omega, where he hits him with the vertebreaker on the announce desk, and you're like, oh my God, why would he do that to beloved Kenny Omega? And you know, he slowly starts to explain himself, and you start to understand, as Matt was saying, like what his quest is here and what he's looking for. And I think with Dynasty coming around the corner, which has been a very like good event for Swerve in the past, I think like they could easily leverage that again this time around. I wouldn't be shocked if they do. If it's Swerve telling MJF like, "Hey, listen, bud, you know, like Dynasty's been my event, and you know, Revolution may have been your event, but Dynasty's my event, you know." And because I like that they've been doing that too. Like some wrestlers have been really successful at certain events, and they lean on that. Certain match types, which has always been a great trope. But I really like the leaning on the events. I don't know why. It's just different. I like it. It adds a little bit to it. That's where Swerve won his first world championship, you know? So like, I think that there's like a really good build up here, but do they do it? Does Swerve Strickland become an EVP of AEW? I would do it. I think if I'm planning this story, I would do it because it is by far the most compelling thing, because it has been elite control this entire time. What does it look like when someone like Swerve, who is a dangerous dude, has that power? I think it would be pretty dope.
They've written a great first act, and I don't think that that's hard to do when you have a good concept, is to write a great first act to a story. Personally, that's just I mean, other people I'm sure have their own, but like for me, if I've got a great concept, the first act is the easiest, because that's setting everything up. In my head, I know how everything sets up, but it's where are we going now? We're entering kind of the second act. We've established the problem, and now we have to compound it, right?
Yeah.
So we need to start learning, why does he want this power? How does he, aside from, you know, winning this match, how does he anticipate getting it and keeping it? And then what does he plan to do with it?
Yeah.
Because it's easy just to be like, I want the EVP power. And like, that's a cool thing to say, but like, okay, let's have a plan moving forward. I think it would be interesting to hear Swerve be like, you know, kind of do a typical villain trope of like, here's my master plan and here's what I'm going to do, because, you know, I'm going to run things the way that I think they should be, or whatever it is, whatever his motivation is. I think it'd be interesting to hear that out loud, to raise the stakes of this match between Swerve and Kenny, because we hear EVP status and it's like, okay, well, yeah, it's just this grand nebulous, you know, infinity gauntlet, so to speak, within the world of AEW. How are you going to use it? That's what I would like to hear. And I think that would add more fuel to this fire.
Yeah.
And make it an even more compelling story. Is like, aside from him just getting this power, what is he going to do with it? Like, what is, you know, does he, you know, immediately get it and be like, hey, guess what?
Yeah.
You're suspended for a month or whatever, you know, or I don't know. I think it would be fun to hear what he plans to do with it to raise those stakes higher for when we do have that match.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like all of this. I'm really, regardless, I'm digging the fact that we're having these kinds of conversations already. Because for the longest time, I was thinking, like, what are you doing with the EVP role that Kenny Omega has? You've already pulled that away from the Young Bucks, right? That's good. What else?
I mean, is EVP status going to start being treated like a Money in the Bank? Like, are we going to start?
I hope not.
You know what I mean?
No,
I hope
no,
not
no.
either. But like, is this about to be a thing where it's like,
I think that this
one
is going to
person has it
be,
and
he abuses it so much to the point where it eventually, the EVP is gone, which then, a little bit of hold on a second, fantasy booking for like years down the line when you start talking about random promo and someone's like, there's no more EVPs. And then you just hear, there's only one world family. And then in wrestling, whatever. And then Cody comes back and because he's the last EVP.
I was going to say, and then it's Tony Khan and he's been like getting yoked.
He's getting jacked. Yeah. No, actually, I'm down with that story as well.
Still an awkward promo, but
exactly.
Just yoked.
There's also another, and we won't spend too much time on this, but I just wanted to touch on it really quickly because it does feel like there's interesting stuff happening with Andrade. This is a small plot that I just want people to pay attention to over the next few days, because I'm hoping they do something with this, because there's one thing that a lot of the guys in the Don Callis family don't like, and it's MJF. A lot of them do not like MJF. And it's because a lot of people don't like MJF. Makes a lot of sense because he sucks. But last week, there was a request that came in from MJF to Don Callis, who took the contract, and that was to take out Darby Allin. So Andrade is going to take out Darby Allin, even though Andrade has eyes on the World Championship as well. I think there's something very interesting that's going to be happening over there. It's very clear that like there's going to be a group of people who just don't want to help MJF. And this is going to become more and more of a thing. Because remember, Kyle Fletcher also had a similar thing pre-Revolution when he was like, are we helping this guy now? Like, is this something that we're doing, Don? And Don's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's okay. But it seems like it's something that they're doing now. So I am curious how that story is also going to kind of shake things up. Because the Don Callis family is going to go through some rough couple of months, I think. They're going to have some exits. I think they're going to have some good feuds. But I think whatever's happening with this MJF thing, pay attention to that. I think it's going to be very interesting.
Very curious.
Yeah. No, there's some good stuff, man. Like AEW, like they came out of Revolution, had a solid episode. It wasn't like mind-blowing. You know, you had was it Cage and Cope come out and kind of like stare down Young Bucks and establish that they're going after the tag titles. Probably going to lead to the TLC match of our dreams at maybe All In or Dynasty. I could see Dynasty being a good place for it.
Because Dynasty's next.
Yeah, Dynasty would be next.
That's where Cope and Cage said they have a tag title match.
That's right. So All In would be.
I'm gonna guess. Although I mean, they just did Bucks and FTR for the titles.
They did. Yeah.
Like a month or two ago or
something. So here's what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to be Cope and Cage win at Dynasty. They beat FTR.
Oh.
And they're going to go into All In as the champions.
And put over the Bucks in a three-way, maybe?
Maybe. I like, because I really don't see, like, FTR have to have some kind of like comeuppance for Cope and Cage. But again, like, I don't know, like, do they care that much about the tag titles? It seems like they do. It seems like the tag titles is like why they're back, and it just so happens that FTR are the ones who are holding it. So I don't know. It's a little weird, but that's what I think. What do you think?
That's a really good point, because I think Cope and Cage, you know, I kind of, it was something, you know, the FTR continues to skate in their heelish ways till they get pushed into a corner, which is right before All In. Like maybe they skate away from Cope and Cage. Then at like Double or Nothing, they skate the Young Bucks again in a some kind of match or whatever, some kind of stipulation match, since they already kind of wrestled them recently.
Yeah.
And so they're like, we beat all you, we beat you guys. Rear view, bye-bye. And then, you know, somebody, I don't know who it would be, Tony Khan or whatever, makes it official, Fred Olin. It'll be. I like the 3-way ladder match.
You'd be silly
TLC,
not to do it.
I think, but I like where your head is at. The idea of like dynasties in Canada, Western Canada, but Canada, and you give the Canadians a win.
Yep.
Legends, but let them have a short run, wrestle some young tag teams, put them over on, feature them on Dynamite and stuff like that. I don't know what you do maybe that's where you have Young Bucks FTR 12 at Double or Nothing #1 contendership, and it ends in like a double.
Because you could do like a tag tournament.
Double count out or something.
We haven't had a tag tournament in a minute
Please don't do a tag tournament.
Really? I don't mind tag tournaments.
No, the feud is so personal and good.
Well, no, I was going to say the tournament is the way to get the Bucks back into the picture. If you don't need,
I think they're already tied in though. Is my point.
Yeah.
What is the point of like looping everyone else in to something where it's just tell a story? You don't know it. Like that's a very sports thing, which is sometimes nice, but we have stories here with these.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah,
so just continue to take me on a ride there.
I think AEW has a tendency to over rely on tournaments sometimes.
I do. I think so as well.
Do with a story, and I
haven't had it. When was the last tournament AEW's had?
But Continental Classic, probably.
Is that a tournament? Yeah. Do we consider that a tournament? Is that a season?
There's a bracket.
But that's not a
what
tournament.
What are you talking about?
What the hell is a tournament?
No, there is a tournament, but there's it's like a round robin. So I guess it is
but
a tournament.
It's brackets, and then you eliminate.
You know what it is? No, because esports brain here. It's like when I hear tournament, I think bracket, and then when I think of like a season or something, I think of like
go into brackets. That's what the World Baseball Classic just did.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. It's just my dumb esports brain just. It sections things off when it's not so, even though that doesn't work that way. It's just how my brain works, because I don't know, I'm dumb. But yes, you guys are right. Continental Classic is a tournament, so yeah, that was the last one, and they also did one for the women's tag titles, so that was right quite recent as well. But yeah, so
but I like your idea though. I think it'd be cool to see maybe they win the titles and then go into something like an all-in with 3 of the best teams in all of AEW and all, in theory of all wrestling, generations of tag team wrestling. The old school, you had like the old school indie, the indie pioneers, the Young Bucks, and then the new legends, FTR. 3 eras of tag teams in a classic.
I tell you, we really do need to continue to appreciate FTR for all that they have given for tag team wrestling.
And shout out to my boys, Dax and Cash. Totally unrelated. I don't know if I'm not going to do it for my 24/7. So screw it. I'm saying it now. They have like a kind of a branded tequila bottle with it's like Lost Lore tequila. The FTR like edition, kind of like Nick Offerman has Lagavulin.
Yeah.
It's just like the Offerman edition. It's like Lost Lantern or Lost Lore tequila.
Trying to find it.
They partnered with a tequila company. Yeah, Lost Lore.
Oh yeah, here it is. I found it.
So Reposado.
Yeah.
Very nice. And finishing with Mizunara Oak. That's pretty nice. And 98 proof. That's pretty good for a tequila. I'm definitely going to check this out. So I just thought it was really cool. I sent Dax a message and everything. And hopefully it should be coming to Chicago. So
that's awesome. Hell yeah, man. That is amazing. That you love to see that. I like to see collaborations things. They've been doing like so many more of those with AEW lately, which has been kind of cool. So shout out to whoever's been working on that marketing side, making those brand deals happen, because it's a big part of it. Well, man.
That one, for example, that's 100% Dax.
Oh,
that's
I have no doubt. Yeah. Oh, that's even cooler. That's even cooler.
So, but like they have AEW's a fun case because they have the money and exposure of a really big company.
Yeah.
But they still seem to let their talent have a little more freedom than like a WWE to kind of do their own ventures here and there. So
no, I mean, I appreciate it as a fan. Just more opportunities for folks is always a good thing. Let's move forward and yap about some TNA here. A couple fun things happened this week. I got to talk about what was Just a great segment. The Moose Brian Myers match was a thing of brilliance. Oh my
Blink and you
goodness.
miss.
Blink and you. I was so hyped for this match. Okay. I was so excited for it because I was like, yo, first time they're ever fighting each other. This is going to be sick. Curious to see what Brian does, blah, blah, blah. Nope. It ends in seconds because of an interruption from Santino. So we're still missing the actual match between Moose and Brian Myers, but this one was great.
Was it?
That was it. I guess that was it.
Check. I mean, I'm sure we'll get more.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I'm saying like hopefully down the line we get another match between them. But yes, this is he's 2 for 2, 2 for 4 right now. He took down Cedric. He took down Brian this week or next week.
Hannafin lasted longer in the ring with Macklin than
Damn.
than Brian Myers did with.
Damn, son.
Moose.
Clip this, send it to Brian Myers. So
Or clip it and send it to Hannafin.
that's true too.
God rest his soul.
Yeah, you know, be a good boost for the ego, I guess.
Again, Tom Hannafin is very much alive.
You need to stop.
I just keep thinking of It's Always Sunny when they try to beat Wade Boggs' drinking record. They keep saying, may he rest in peace. And he keeps having to say, Wade Boggs is very much alive. He lives in Florida.
Anyway. Going to the system here, I mean, you know, it just feels like a great story. Moose just going through little by little, but we do know that gold is in their sightlines, and it's there. I mean, Cedric and Brian have tag team title shot, I believe, is it? And then
I think is it Brian and
or is it Brian
Bear?
And Bear?
I think it's Myers and Bear Bronson won the #1 contendership. No specific date on it yet, but they won that 4-way match a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
And then Eddie Edwards, of course, still has his briefcase for the world title match.
Yeah.
Which he has yet to call his opportunity, his feast or fire briefcase.
Yeah.
But he's got a moose in his rear view that's chasing him down the road. And to your point, going 2 for 2 so far. Actually, I really like the pacing of these matches, because each one of these you'll get something different on Moose's journey to tear the system apart. Different circumstance. One, he was hot out of the gate. Challenged Cedric. I don't even care. This first match against one of y'all, street fight. Let's do it. And they went to war. Then this one, the chicanery ringside system trying to get involved. Santino kicks him out in the chaos. Ding, ding, ding. Bam. Seconds flat. And then again, as many know, it is taped, so I can just give you a brief preview of and then you have Bear Bronson this week on AMC is a different, a third kind of match.
Yeah.
It's the two big guys, and they give a very different, very good match. Get your eyes on it. All leading to, ultimately Eddie Edwards at Sacrifice this weekend in New Orleans. So, I like that it wasn't just 3 12-minute matches, that were good. It was different, hardcore brawl, surprise win. Then two Titans, two big guys colliding. He's going on a different pacing through all this to work his way to Eddie Edwards. So just kind of a different way to show you at home, storytelling isn't always promos and good guy back. Still, it's sometimes it's in the way you're having these matches booked and stuff too. That plays a role as well.
Yeah, no, most definitely. It's been nice to see that kind of been laid out, and I'm looking forward to how this plays out and where this goes from here. Because I'm excited, as I mentioned last week, for this new version of the system. I think they're going to do some really cool stuff. So, but yeah, I think, Jake, realistically though, do you see all the system members getting gold and doing the typical thing of draping the stable with gold again, or is it going to be hit or miss? Some get it, some don't.
While Moose is on a rampage, I don't think it's happening.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to solve that problem first.
Well, that was getting my question to you guys then, really, because we've seen Moose. I'm not going to spoil Thursday's match with Bear Bronson, but writing is heading in a certain direction, but still excellent match. But again, this ultimately leads to Eddie Edwards. So Michael is because I don't know. That happens live on Sacrifice on Friday. Does Eddie Edwards stop the bleeding and cut Moose off at the
I
pass?
think so. Yeah,
Or
I think so.
does
Yeah.
Moose train right through and then pin a guy who's got a world title shot, and then maybe Moose has an argument of like, hey, he's kind of a de facto number one contender. I just beat his ass as well as his entire group. Maybe I should have a world title shot too, because we do have Rebellion coming up a few short weeks after that.
Yeah.
Which is one of our big 4 of the year. So
yeah.
Interesting.
I mean,
so yeah.
Well, because when would Eddie cash in his feast, right?
Rebellion is the next big spot to potentially do it. I don't know if that's in the plans or in the character of Eddie Edwards' intentions. I don't know if he's going to hold on to it for a year. Is he going to pull an Edge Money in the Bank kind of thing and like wait until December or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah. Huh. Honestly, because Mike Santana wins. I don't think Macklin wins, even though I would like it.
But couldn't Macklin beat the shit out of him enough that Eddie Edwards is like, you know what?
And I also don't. The one thing I will say about this though, the Feast or Fire briefcase, as much even though I just made the Money in the Bank reference, and here's where we could use Tom Hannafin. He's so him or Garrett Kidney for our rules officiating. But the briefcase is less like a call your shot trophy or a Money in the Bank, where it's just like, I'm doing this now. That's more of a he can challenge.
It's like AEW's contract now.
He's got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's like next week on Impact or the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's like what AEW did with their contract, basically.
Nick Nemeth is the one who has that anytime, kind of anywhere possibility with the trophy still.
Now that is also a possibility as well.
Up in the air
right?
still, yep.
And Nemeth maybe being like a barrier before Eddie Edwards gets the title could be very interesting. I'm curious how that would play out, but I think it'll be Mike.
I live there, but like for my money, I would love to see coming out of Sacrifice. I mean, even though I don't want both guys to use their kind of pocket title matches, I'm just seeing it like on paper. A Mike Santana, Nick Nemeth, Eddie Edwards triple threat match would go hard.
Well, and that's what you could probably just do. The Mike Santana, Eddie Edwards thing, and then Nick Nemeth just comes in and cashes in the middle of the match, right? Because that has been attempted before.
That's possible too. Yeah.
So you could do that, but I think advertising Nick Nemeth in a main event is like way better than not.
Especially Rebellion's in Ohio.
Yeah.
Cleveland, not far from home Nemeth territory.
Yeah. So that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I would be definitely down for that. There's also another, I was going to include it in the WTF wall, but I think it's a little bit better in this because there's something cool happening here, and I'm kind of stoked about it. Because if you've been a long-time TNA viewer, you know how wacky Rosemary is. And let me tell you, shit's getting weird. It's getting very bizarre. There's this story brewing. So this is just a fun photo, but there's a story brewing.
Look at that. Road dogs never look better.
Where Rosemary is going to Raven because she's trying to resurrect Allie. Am I understanding this correctly, Matt?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
She's going through the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah.
On the path to do it. Like accomplishing those. And to raise Allie, who was famously killed. TNA is still remaining, I think, has the highest body count for characters getting killed off in storyline in wrestling. And then
crazy.
Probably the same record for those characters then for some reason coming back a couple of years later on TV.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But it's cool. These have been fun, wild, weird little segments.
Yeah, they have.
Rosemary's one of those characters. She's been there so long. And she's had her ups and downs, and like there's been times where it's like, hey, she's kind of out of the loop for a number of months, and like I'm like, what's going on with Rosemary? And then she gets this creative burst, and like that character is so easy to like have fun with, and like credit to her and credit to some of the creative team that like who put these things together. And the look, the vibe of these, to your point, GB, I think has actually been, because I didn't know what these were when I first saw them written out, behind the scenes kind of thing, because this is all done, pre-tape vignettes
separately
kind of thing.
and
So
stuff. Yeah.
I'm not even seeing this on the show until it gets edited and airs. So I've been watching these kind of with everybody else. So it's been really cool.
Yeah, no, I like it. And Rosemary is such a fun character, for reasons just like this. And hopefully it leads to like a fun tag team, and good to see Ali, because, when she was the bunny in AEW, she was doing it for so long, but they just never really seemed to get anywhere with the Butcher and the Blade and the bunny. Although the Butcher has been having like a body transformation. That dude's been
yoked.
Yeah, he looks incredible. So I think he did a match on Ring of Honor recently. So I think he's like slowly coming back into the fold. So, but yeah. Anyway, I wanted to highlight that. I thought it was interesting. I think it was weird. WWE WrestleMania. It's coming up soon. Couple weeks. Starting to build some things out. Someone mentioned something. I don't know if it was here, or I don't know if it was like something I read, but someone said it feels like WWE is only really focusing on the world titles for Mania, and everything else is kind of just getting like tertiary treatment outside of the women's intercontinental title.
I was just about to say that has definitely gotten some spotlight.
That feels like the biggest thing.
Brock and Oba obviously is a big selling point too.
Sure. Yeah. No, that much is for certain. But I guess what I'm more mentioning is like when it comes to like the titles and everything, like they're probably going to be like 1 or 2 title changes heading into WrestleMania. I wouldn't be shocked, right? I think we mentioned what the tag ones, right, is happening pretty soon. Vision and Usos.
Next week. Vision and the Usos, I think, street fight in Madison Square Garden next week.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So like, that's good. Could be one of those pre-Mania title changes. People have to accept, like, we live in, look, the US title isn't being on. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I know it sucks, but I think we live in a world where if the person holding that title isn't like a top star, like with Becky and AJ Lee, they're just in that different stratosphere kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's a good chance your title's probably not going to be defended on WrestleMania, even
or,
with 2 nights.
It's just a match.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's true too. 2 nights, that's kind of nuts.
But to me, which is what nuts. But like then it's fodder for me that I'm like, just if you're gonna do 5 to 6 matches each night, if not 7, which is still a lot, but like you don't need a deep running story. Like I fully expect a Penta title defense, just because I think they're putting a lot of investment in him. He's not really ingrained in too deep of a story, but that's a good opportunity for give me a scramble. Give me a 6-way, even if you wanted to do a ladder match or something like that. Oh no, wait. Jake's down.
I hit
Jake's
my
down.
elbow
What
right
happened?
on the desk.
No.
Oh man, that hurt.
We saw
so
you
bad.
heard it. We heard it, and we saw that slow reaction.
Now my whole arm feels like static on a TV. Like that's what a whole.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a crappy feeling. That'll do it. But yeah, I agree. I think like we'll see like Carmelo Hayes probably. Like here's the thing, you could have done Carmelo versus Trick for the U.S. title. That's still a thing that can happen. It could be like an open challenge Carmelo could issue, at Mania. I wouldn't hate that. But yeah, well,
but to that point, the stories, the biggest,
the ones that they're building on,
the world titles for sure, with a couple of outliers. Again, Becky and AJ Lee, and then I would also then argue Drew and Jacob Fatu.
Yeah,
is probably one of the bigger non-title feuds that they're putting a lot of time and investment into. So,
how do we feel about this one? What is the goal of this feud, do you guys think, outside of obviously both of these men having a Mania match?
The goal, I don't know. I feel like it has to be. You have 2 guys who are one. Like Drew had his run, but it was short. Like so, like if there's a lot of Drew supporters in our hearts. Drew, bad guy, great bad guy, but like who just want to see him kind of continue to be in that main scene. But like maybe it doesn't look like it's that. But Jacob Fatu is a guy we want elevated to that scene regularly. So it's like,
Yeah.
Drew just had to put over someone else.
Yeah,
for his
it always feels like
championship.
it's at the cost of Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, his heel character, the character has a lot of kind of justified rage in these things that happen. So like, I don't know who's gonna bet. I just want them to get a good spot. I think they're two guys who just feel wronged by kind of a lot of people around them, and they're taking it out on each other. And it's nasty, it's violent. Like, this feels like it has to be. If there's any match that's gonna get some kind of stip out of all these matches they're invested, it's got to be this one.
Yeah.
I want to see these guys have like. Let this be the gimmick match of WrestleMania. Let them fight in all over the arena. Let them fight backstage. Make this that WrestleMania 17 hardcore match where they were driving golf carts and stuff around. Let it be a spectacle.
These two men should tear each other apart, and it should be like the first match of the show.
Potentially, yeah. And you know what I mean? Like, just because like you're gonna have the big guys fighting with Oba Brock, you're gonna have the big story matches with the world titles, that more grudge feud with the women's titles and stuff too. Like, let this be the spectacle brawl.
Yeah.
Let them fight under the trussing
Classic
in the background.
hardcore match.
Kind of,
Yeah, I think just a classic hardcore match. Just anything goes, no disqualification, all gas, no brakes. Drew wins.
I am not opposed to the trope, even though it's Mania and you're live in the arena. I know, but it is as they always say, even though there's 60,000 people there, there's millions watching at home. So I'm not even opposed to it. It starts in the ring. It's they fight into an SUV and they fight down the strip. I don't, what I mean?
That'd be great.
For part of the show, and then come back like 3 hours later. Throws him over the barricade back into the ring, like one of those type, like Brody and Ambrose did years back.
Yeah, we do have to cover some of the stuff that's going on over with the women's titles, because it's actually we're starting to really get some fangs in this feud, some real actual contact and conflict and stuff with Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer. It started at the end of
last night. Some fangs and claws were definitely used on Raw last night. They beat the shit out of
you could see Stephanie Vaquer, if you're watching this on YouTube, in the background ready to pounce.
This is great meme material where it's like me walking into the weekend and then like work real life or whatever is Stephanie Vaquer.
Work emails accrue or whatever.
Ready to hit you in the head.
Yeah.
This is a great, a challenge for us, and we gotta actually make a meme out of this next week. We'll like do the text,
or you share it with us if you
share with us. Share with us if you make one.
Discord.
Yeah. We'd love to hear from you. But yeah, so we had that, and then of course we had the scuffle that came from it. Stephanie Vaquer just walloped Dom right in the face, but that fighting continued. Yeah, I mean, I think like this is just great. It's just
this is a match I think they could do a stipulation. Yeah. I don't think women's matches have enough stipulations, not in WWE.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think that it would be fun to watch them. I mean, it was fun watching them beat the hell out of each other last night, but it would be fun if there was some kind of disqualification with them. I mean, hell, if there was a falls count anywhere or something like that between the two of them,
would be been so heated.
Yes, that would be so much fun. I think.
Why has this been?
And they're both of them are perfect for it. I mean, they're both perfect for it.
Why has this feud been so heated though? What has been sticking out with it, or is it just been because of the words they've been exchanging?
Because of the people involved.
Because what?
Because of the people involved.
Yeah,
it's the words exchanged. It's both. They've both been so good at this. They've both said harsh things about each other. Some of them true. But they're also like, but what also was fun is they're like the insults of like, where Steph is saying, Liv, you had everything handed to you. And, oh, well, Steph, you grew up poor or whatever. I don't know, but whatever it is, it's like, but they're both proud of that. They're both using that to their advantage. Even Liv was like, yeah, I started up here and and I had all this stuff handed to me because I am as good as I say I am and whatever. And Steph's like, yeah, I started at the bottom and now I'm here.
Yeah.
Like,
well, yeah, it's
they both have
classic.
these great arguments. They're from different worlds, both at the top of their game, and it just works. It just works. And with the two of them involved, who are both, so I love that they're doing the pre-recorded promos with the subtitles for Steph, because it makes her promos even more powerful and those moments even better. But man, seeing them together, like the fact that we're already here, like it's just like, nah, I just want to hurt you now. Yeah. And there's still 4 weeks until this. Man, this is going to build up into something big. I'm really excited about this match for Mania.
Yeah, Matt, what about you? What's your read?
Yeah, and I like how it stands in juxtaposition a bit to Jade and Rhea, which is a little bit more of just that big fight, like you're the biggest and baddest, I'm the biggest and baddest, I'll beat you kind of thing, which is Clash of Titans. That's cool. But this is just nasty. And like Jake was saying, I mean, Stephanie Vaquer is a kind of like, for lack of better term, the indie darling, right? Grinded from the bottom all over the world, independence, Mexico, Japan, all this stuff, South America, blah, 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 developed her name. Liv, to be fair, and she's got a great story too. She grinded very much herself, but she got an opportunity kind of out of nowhere, like at a tryout, kind of coming from not knowing wrestling, but not having wrestled before. She got trained under the system. But Liv, she's kind of got like I don't want to say Roman Reigns-esque thing, but I mean, like, she's kind of won every WWE title a woman can do. I mean, she's won Royal Rumble. She won the Queen of the Ring. She's won the Saudi Rumble thing. She's won multiple women's titles. Like, who are you to say, like, she's who the hell is Stephanie Vaquer to say, like, I'm some little primp dump prissy, witch or whatever. It's like, I've been winning since I've been here. Right. And so it's I'm getting very fired up myself. I hit my microphone. But yeah, so like just very opposite, but also very, very similar. They're both very accomplished in their own worlds. And like,
some would argue Hooters is the Chile of America, Jesus, they both started
Because Liv started out.
No, I know that, but
And Stephanie's from Chile. You just called the country of Chile Chili's, which is the most insulting thing I think anybody said on this show.
I'd rather have Chili's than Hooters.
Listen, having been
Chili's is a much more respected establishment than
Firstly,
Hooters.
I will say I agree on that. I will agree on that. But having been to Chile, I can also say cuisine-wise, it was okay,
It's very Hooters-esque.
Yeah, honestly, like maybe
you did not eat at the right place.
No, I had delicious completos. I had amazing churrasco sandwiches. I did. It's just cuisine-wise, Chilean food is not like. I'm married to a Peruvian.
As a country named after a food.
I know, right? Like, it's just funny because I like being married to a Peruvian. It was very bizarre to go to Chile and every restaurant be a Peruvian restaurant. That was the thing that actually shattered my brain. And then Cynthia was like, notice how when you're in Peru, you don't see a single Chilean restaurant. I was like, oh, shit, that's crazy. No, but the jokes aside on that, though.
Not even a Chile's to go? Terrible. I'm sorry.
Damn you. Damn, you know what?
Right,
damn you to hell. Shame. Unreal. But yeah, so look, interesting stuff that's going on with Liv and Stephanie Vaquer. That is certainly going to be a fun one, without a doubt. And then we didn't really get much with Randy and what was the last thing we were going to talk about? I drew a blank on it.
Paul and Seth.
Oh my God, yeah,
spicy last night.
Because Randy Orton, we'll talk more about that next week. There have been some funny and interesting theories that have popped up. Like one of them saying, what if the person on the phone was no one and it was just the voices in his head?
The voices, yeah.
Didn't think that'd be a thing. Very interesting. But let's divert our attention rather to Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. This is a weird one because Seth Rollins is still injured, right? Ish?
Yes, he is not. Well, storyline wise, Pierce did say that he has not been medically clear. At least he said that last week, I think, that Seth has not been medically cleared.
Okay.
So I think he's still.
But but for what it's worth, again, he could be limited, but like if he weren't truly cleared by a doctor of any kind, like he would not be getting in the ring, stomping people, hitting people.
Sure. Yeah.
No, but but for the argument of speculation of like, hey, Seth could end up in a match potentially in the next few weeks. I'm pointing that out to say, like, just because they've said he's not medically cleared, there's still storyline opportunity to make a match. But that's the kind of the question here. Where this is, don't get me wrong, anything with Paul Heyman is incredible, verbal.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be gone from TV for a couple of weeks. I had read that out of nowhere, but I guess that was wrong. So
he went off last night. It was fantastic. But Paul Heyman is not gonna get a match. He's not gonna wrestle a match.
That's what you think.
There's no money in Paul versus Seth Rollins. So yeah, where does this lead? Is this just biding time to get through Mania, maybe? Especially with Braun and Bronson being taken out. I feel like this got a lot of wrenches thrown at it.
Yeah, because too, like it seemed like, Brock is coming to the rescue of Heyman, but the ruler has dispatched him twice.
Yep.
In this, So is it does Paul need to find a new champion, so to speak? Someone to be his new, I don't know.
This is one of those where I think we're seeing the early beginnings of something bigger, but
maybe
the problem is that was what happened at WrestleMania last year. And unfortunately, it's not their fault. I mean, the injuries, you can't control that. It happens. So but I will say, yes, you can't control injuries, but you can't control injuries, but you can control the story you tell. And I do feel like they didn't really have a plan B if anything. What do you think?
Hold up. What if we revisit one of the greatest storylines in WrestleMania history? WrestleMania 9, the two doinks. Now, hear me out.
Oh, my God.
Hear me out.
A lot of masked men to play with here.
A lot of masked men. Like Seth keeps putting on a mask and going under the ring, and someone comes out with a mask on, and we don't know if it's Seth or not. And then he continues, and when he's getting his ass beat, he rolls out of the ring and underneath, and another one comes out. And we don't ever know if Seth is actually in the match or not until the very end when he curb stomps whoever it is and pulls his mask off. And you look, when all else fails, look to the clown.
Look to the clown.
Doink
the clown will lead you to the promised land.
Doink has laid out the pathway for us to the promised land. That is true. Mm-hmm. That is true.
I mean, it is a missed opportunity if at WrestleMania we don't have an entrance with 200 hoodied masks marching down like the aisleways.
They need to hand out masks to everybody on the first row, like when they did the sheet masks with Bray.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
And then for shits and giggles, everyone's just doing the Cena thing again, just because why not?
Exactly.
That other entrance they did. We'll see what happens with this story. It's interesting. There's not much to sink into right now, but scathing words from Paul Heyman.
Before, I hate cops in wrestling. I hate cops in wrestling. The minute you start arresting people for assaulting and putting restraining order, I'm like, then every backstage attack that ever has existed should be arrested for anything that's not in a match. Should always have police, because that's the basis we're going off of, right? Oh, he punched me unprovoked. That happens 4 times a week.
Heyman's not a wrestler.
No, I know, but that goes for anybody. Managers get dropped and stuff all the time.
He clocked the crap out of him, though. I mean,
he really did.
That said, this, again, I don't love that it's involved. It's not great, but
I don't either. I get what you're saying. I I at least appreciated that Heyman was like,
yes,
you don't get to where I am, or the kind of person I am. I know cops and dirty cops, or I know
my
whatever.
Family's all rats.
My
family's all rats. We will do whatever it takes. We'll take out restraining orders. We will weasel our way out of anything.
I am a snitch. If you know anything about me,
So he already had the restraining order. That was the basis for the cops, right? He had a restraining order on Seth. He couldn't come in. And then he goaded him. The I'll adopt your daughter. Oh, what
Brutal.
a knife twist. He knew it would set him off. And so I like this again. I don't like cops, but the way it was played, I love it. I don't know where it goes.
Doesn't this
but
feel
then he
similar
runs, he hits
Punk?
the ring. Not kind of, but like, did you notice when Seth hit the ring, Paul dropped the mic and said, "Come on," because he knew he would hit him willingly. Because now you've broken the restraining order by getting near me, and now you've assaulted me while under a restraining order. Does this take Seth off TV for a month? Does this take him away from Mania?
Maybe.
You could. I'm trying to find the end game here. I feel like this might be just biding time.
Could there also be a world, and I don't know how much this matters. I don't think you should do this, but like there has been this odd connection of Seth and Oba Femi with Brock and you know, like, because he was in the ring when it happened, like clearly Seth knew Oba was coming.
It better not be a tag match.
No. I don't think it'll be a tag match. But I am wondering, like, is there a world where
to the ground?
You to your point, Matt, Seth gets written off TV for a couple of weeks prior to Mania because you're like, he did all these things that he wasn't supposed to do, and at Mania, when Brock is at his wit's end trying to figure out how to put the Destroyer away, and he finally decides to maybe utilize a weapon of some kind or something like that. Maybe these two massive men knock the referee down, and Brock's just trying, because, you know, Brock doesn't want to lose, right? He doesn't want to be a bum and lose at WrestleMania.
Seth makes the save for Oba.
Seth makes the save for Oba last second. And like, you know, it's not like he needs to be there, but like it kind of prevents Brock from doing the thing that he would have done, you know?
Sure, I get it, preventing, you know, take a weapon away or something like that. But if you're gonna go, my only reticence on
his own. He's got to do it.
Yeah,
I agree. It's just I'm trying to understand what they're doing with Seth.
Things together.
Yes, yeah, because there's no world that you have a WrestleMania and Seth Rollins isn't there. There's just not. It's not happening. It's just not a thing.
He's healthy in any way, which he's clearly healthy enough to travel and do these segments.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's a full-on match, but yeah, to not be involved at all.
Yeah, and I can see him just doing it just to get under Heyman's skin, just to be like, hey, you thought you were gonna get a fast one on this guy, you know, and that's not happening. Like, you know, I don't know, like
it'd be funny if Seth comes out at Mania during the Oba Brock match, and he just holds his arms out. And then someone puts crutches under him, and he just takes them and then walks out. And it was just to distract, Brock a little bit.
Dude.
Just a complete opposite of what they did last time.
Yeah, no, for sure. My dang thing isn't switching in time, but yeah. No, I'm interested. It's going to be very fun to follow leading into Mania, given the players that are involved. All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap things up, as we always do, with the greatest segment in the world. It is the Rebooked 24/7 Champion of the Week. And this is, of course, the thing that we talk about that brings us joy and happiness this week. And Matt, I have a feeling you want to go first.
I think we all want to go together.
I'll go first because I have a nominee. I know what it's going to be.
We all know what it's going to be.
I have one unrelated.
Yeah,
I'm going to nominate a movie I saw on Netflix this weekend.
Okay.
War Machine.
Oh, how was that?
Oh, okay.
Was it good?
Bro, go in knowing nothing about it.
Okay.
Because I just went in, all I knew was Alan Ritchson plays a
badass
soldier, badass.
Yeah.
Like every movie he does.
Sure, and he's great at it. I love Alan Ritchson. He's phenomenal. He's a good dude. Like, I love the guy. War Machine is a turn your brain off and just watch it and have fun movie.
Okay, like, I'm excited.
It is such a fun movie. It's a perfect length. It's an hour 49 minutes. Like, it's it doesn't need to be any more than that. And I want a sequel because it was ridiculous, fun.
Yeah.
But it was also very tense at times, and like it was fun.
I have
it was
just
a lot
a
more fun than
brief alternative as well, because I know we are going to say the same thing. Just going to say Zootopia 2 was actually phenomenal and was worth the time.
I heard, yeah.
So check it out. Very good movie. Very much enjoyed it. First one was better. But the second one was a worthy sequel built upon the universe quite nicely, and I'm excited for what they do in the future. Matt, do you have an alternative before you say?
I did not.
You did not? We're good. We're good. All right.
Great.
So 3, 2, 1. Project
Hail Mary. Excite.
Amaze.
Oh, man. Yeah.
2 thumbs down.
We hate Mark.
Yeah.
Bro. Fist
So
my
good.
bump.
Fist my bump,
That was
guys.
my
Fist my bump.
Dude,
Really,
I mean,
really good.
there is a movie every now and then that comes along that reminds me of why I fell in love with movies.
Yeah.
And like, this movie is so good. Go see it on the biggest screen you can.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is so good. And it is a movie like I haven't felt this way about a movie since Superman.
Yep.
And I love this even more than that, just because like this is a whole, I mean, this it's so good, guys. It's so good.
And also too,
I cried so much more than I thought I was going to, but I also laughed way more than I thought I was going to.
Yeah.
I was on the edge of my seat. I was tense. I was happy. I was excited. And I came out like just feeling
good,
hopeful.
Yeah.
And good.
That's how I felt coming out at the end of Superman. Yeah.
That's movies. And he said something. He went in and spoke to an audience before a movie this weekend, and he said something that I think the wrestling industry needs to pay attention
Ryan
to
Gosling,
as well.
assuming?
Yes, Ryan Gosling. He said, it is not your job to keep these theaters open. It's our job to put stuff in these theaters that make you want to come see it.
Damn.
Amen.
And I was like, preach it from the mountaintops, because wrestling needs to hear that too. It's not our job to sell out your event.
Yeah.
It's your job to give us an event worth selling out.
Yep. It's true.
And like just this whole thing, like everybody involved in this movie is so proud of it. And you can tell how much it meant to them to be involved. It is.
Yeah, it was an excellent film.
Go see this movie, man.
I think Jake,
oh my God.
Jake, the actual writer among us, I think sums it up perfectly. But I will say one thing: if you're worried about it being too science fiction-y and being too it's not. They actually, the book does do a lot of the science stuff, but the movie doesn't really hold you down with the science stuff. And I appreciate it. It was just enough. Yeah. Exactly. That's what my wife said.
And it's not like so The Martian, same guy, same
Andy
author
Weir.
who wrote Andy Weir. The Martian, the movie had a lot more technical stuff in it as well. This one doesn't, and it's the same with the book. The book is not as technical, but it's great because, as you may or may not know, the main character, Ryland Grace, is a school teacher. So he will explain these concepts in the book, and he does it in the movie in a more approachable way.
Yeah.
And that makes it so much easier. But at the same time, I saw an interview with Ryan Gosling where he was talking about how when he's writing equations, they're real equations. Like he was like, it got to the point where he had Andy Weir in his ear at all times when he had to write on a whiteboard.
Wow.
And Andy's just feeding him real equations. So all the math
is real
works.
Math. Yeah.
It's all real math.
Andy Weir, by the way, former Blizzard dev.
Yeah.
Who worked on Warcraft 2 before he got fired.
Yeah, which is wild. And now dude is probably going to win an Oscar.
Some of the biggest,
I think.
I mean,
right. I think it's safe to, like, I mean, sucks they came out before the Oscars dropped, but like, I think like you'll probably be in the running for some stuff.
I would have to imagine,
especially visual effects. I mean, the like knowing that Rocky and everything that they did in the movie was all practical is like pretty nuts. So yeah, go watch Project Hail Mary. Worth your time. Family movie. Take the family to watch it. It can be a little scary, but like, you know, it's a good movie. You'll come out of it feeling good.
So good.
And I think that's the most important thing, especially nowadays.
You sent, I saw it. I bought it too.
Of course they have.
Of course I bought it.
There's already merch, baby.
There's already merch.
I'm actually ordering it as soon as this is done because my wife was like, no one's going to want to like own anything that's like him. And I was like, are you kidding?
I watched the whole movie saying, I want that. I want that. I want every
jacket.
piece of clothing that he wears.
I want the jacket, dude.
I want with the color stripes. Bro, that jacket, I want it so bad. And it's being sold online. People are already making
hit me with it. If I could find it, oh man.
The Fox cardigan, the I Had Potential shirt.
Yeah.
The I wear this shirt periodically.
And also something I learned this morning, watching an interview with Ryan Gosling, somebody asked him his either favorite line or favorite improv of the movie with Rocky. And he said, Rocky hate Mark. Because that was an improv because Ryan's like business partner was on set named Mark and they were just riffing that ex-girlfriend scene. And his friend was like behind the camera. So it was just like, oh yeah, my ex, now she's dating some guy named Mark. And so then who's a theater guy who did the voice of Rocky.
Yeah.
He's like a long time
he's a puppeteer. Guy. Yeah,
just improv. Rocky hate Mark. So that was just like a little throw-in jab to his buddy. Yeah, so
that's pretty
good. Many good things, Easter eggs, great.
Yeah,
so yes,
you could just tell it was a movie made by folks who loved every bit of the movie they made, and making movies, and it shouldn't shock anyone.
We talk about storytelling here, and this is ultimate storytelling.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. It's brilliant. Yeah, so we don't need to say anything else. We've gushed about this movie now for like 7 minutes now. Go watch it. It's amazing. Project Hail Mary. It's in theaters now, or you can get the book. Also phenomenal.
Both.
Or you can also check out the audiobook, which is how I first read it, and that was narrated.
Also amazing.
I forget the guy's name who narrates it, but it was really good, and it like really set so much context for the world as well. So brilliant stuff, worth checking out. Folks, that is going to do it for us. We thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, thank you for participating in the conversation, whether it's joining us in the comment section of our shorts or Discord or YouTube videos, wherever the case may be. We thank you all so much for that. If you want to get involved in the conversation, you can go ahead and click the link down below to join our Discord, or you can go to www.rebookedpod.com. And if you happen to enjoy this episode, why don't you go ahead and give it a like. You can also subscribe, hit the bell for notifications for when we go live, so maybe we can become your next favorite wrestling podcast. All right, friends, that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, we'll see you next week. Peace. Done.